Hello everyone. What we're going to do today is I'm going to guide you through how to draw a portrait of what you think the perfect student looks like. Obviously, lots of faces look really different, but to start off with portraiture, I think it's really important to know the basics, and then as you get more advanced, then you can develop your skills and understand about facial proportions and how they differ for each person. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw an oval, and you can see that I'm using quite a sketchy line. If I try to do something where I just drew an oval straight away, I probably wouldn't actually be able to do a very good oval shape, and I might get it wrong. Another thing you can see is that I'm pressing down really lightly with my pencil, and that just means that I can rub it out afterwards, because I probably will end up adjusting this. The next thing you're going to do is that you're going to divide your face in about half, and this is where your eye line is going to be. Halfway down the face again, so again really lightly sketching. This is going to be the central point of your face. Hopefully you can see, even though my lines are quite light. You can pause the video at any time to catch up. The next thing I want to do is I want to make sure that my eyes are the same size and they're even across the face. The width of the face, you'll be able to fit in 5 eyes. So the width of your face is 5 eyes wide. I'm going to roughly divide that into 5. For any of these sections, if you feel a bit confused, maybe with division, you can think about measuring your oval and then doing it like this. Now, I'm going to draw my eyes. Draw my eyes almost like they're leaf shapes. I'll come back in with the details afterwards. Okay, before we work into any more details, I'm going to draw the rest of the face. So, halfway between the eyes and the chin is going to be where the nose goes. Roughly, when you're drawing your nose is probably going to be about the width of the corner of your eyes, or a little bit wider, depending on who you are. So, I want to make sure that the central point of where I'm going to do this curve for the nose, you don't want to draw nostrils really round, because that's not what you can see from the front profile. I want that curve, the low point of that, to get run in the central line. So that's what I'm going to leave my nose at for now. Then I'm going to think the middle line between the bottom of my nose and the bottom of my chin is going to be where the middle of the lips are. Again, this central line is really helpful because I know where that curve of the lip goes. You'll have a resource sheet where you can see lots of different features that you can try and take inspiration from. And then the bottom lip is always going to be a little bit bigger than the top lip. So I'm going to draw that a bit bigger. And try and follow that through, almost trying to mirror as best as I can. I know all our faces are not symmetrical, but you've got to give it a go and you'll naturally not make it completely symmetrical. Okay, now that I've got my lips, my nose, where my eyes are, I'm going to draw in the iris. And the pupil, and you can see that this does not touch the bottom of here when you're looking forward, but the top of the eye does cover a little bit of that circle. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Try and mirror it as best as I can, always remembering to give yourself eyelids, because lots of people forget to do that. And then I'm going to get this little bit of skin here, which you can normally always see as well, and the same thing here. And you'll always be able to see a little bit of the bottom bit of your eye, and that flesh here, so I'm not going to forget to record that. Then I'm going to think about eyebrows. So your eyebrows are going to go roughly probably about a third of the way up from here. So, well, maybe let's say a quarter. And I want my eyebrows to probably come a little bit further in than the edge of my eye. Obviously, some people's eyebrows are a little bit shorter, some people's eyebrows meet in the middle. Again, you can take inspiration from some of the eyebrows that are on the resource sheet. I'm going to try my best to copy the other side. Okay? I might think about if I want to change anything and maybe make them a little bit more narrow. My God, it's not very good. So I can do that and then maybe potentially add the texture in the hairs afterwards. Now I want to think about my hairline. I want to give my hair, this person, really big, a curly afro. Okay, so I want to make sure that I'm recording this by drawing the edge. Before I'm going to actually curve back round again, I am actually going to think about putting where I actually think the edge of the face will be, because that will help me with where the hairline matches up. So, sorry, I'll come back a bit. I should have done this bit first. And I'm going to think about recording a slightly more natural shape face. So this is why we press really light at the beginning. To ensure we can draw this more natural shape afterwards. I'm going to think about now drawing the ears, and the ears are going to go between the eye line roughly and where the nose are, and you'll just be able to see a suggestion of the ear. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Okay, now I'm going to come back to the hair. Obviously your hair could be straight, your hair could be really curly, your hair could be wavy, it's up to you. This is your interpretation of what you want your person to look like. But hopefully you'll see by the end of it, and you compare all your images, that the perfect student looks many different ways. So I'm going to draw these curls and this really loose line to suggest the tight curls in the hair. Now you can think about rubbing out any additional lines around here and around here, in the central line and the middle line as well. You don't need any of those lines, so you can pause now again, and then you can think about rubbing out all those lines. Then you can think about adding more details. Really tight curls with some shading. Think about getting the pupil really dark, maybe with that little bit of highlight which you can normally see in your eye. Little details like that. You could think about adding eyelashes. Ooh. The same thing here on the other side. And then you can think about doing any shading that you can to make it feel a little bit more 3D. So that's what we call tone. So you can really push your drawing if you want to challenge yourself to make it feel more realistic. The last thing, I do want to make sure that we've got a neck and we've got a body to attach to the head. So I'm going to curve around the neck, and you want to make sure that your neck doesn't go here and it doesn't go out here, but it curves from your jawline tucks around like here, and then your shoulders will come around here. And you can think about putting some uniform on, making sure that your person is very well dressed, ready for school. So maybe you could actually put your interpretation of what a good uniform is by continuing this. And then I'd like you just to write words around your picture that you think associate with a good student. So what words do you think represent a good student, or the perfect student? Well done everyone. I look forward to seeing what you've created.